right. Well, hello everybody. This is Sports Goofs number 218. This is Summer Goofs Fest, everybody. So I'm Francisco, joined by my good buddies Andrew and Charles here. Andrew, it's been a while since you've been on, but you've been working.
Yep, I started a new gig, and as you know, I'm moonlighting with you guys. Although to call it moonlighting is, I don't know, that's not really fair to say. But my normal work is fairly monotonous, to some extent. But as I texted you the other day, the work that I've been doing with you guys, for anyone that doesn't know, which is literally everybody listening except for these two. So Francisco does immigration law. On occasion, some of his clients need to do interviews at USCIS, which is Customs Immigration Service.
Yeah, Citizenship and Immigration Services. But yeah.
I've been doing this work long enough. You would think I would have learned the acronym by now, initialism. But so when his clients up in Orlando, which is where I am, need to go do something, I come in, pinch hit for his firm and represent them in the interview. That's given me a lot of, purpose, will have you, because my main work doesn't involve any sort of advocacy or helping people. It's just legal research. But the work I do for Francisco's firm, it's really nice to see the people be happy when they're approved for green cards and whatever they're seeking.
Yeah, no, we've been it's been nice for sure. And I'm glad that it's kind of giving you a new, I don't know, a new burst, new enthusiasm or something like that. So yeah, we're kind of semi coworkers now, which is
semi coworkers. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, pretty good. But you got Charles there in the corner, all jelly and stuff because he's not doing stuff with us.
First off, this this honey peppermint chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. I understand white women now. I get it. I understand. I understand all women and their love for it. This is pretty goddamn delicious. One, because we've talked about it. I think the regular basis of Chick-fil-A is overrated, but this is there's Andrew talking about the seriousness of work and contribution to humanity, and my contribution is just like talking about food, which is important. You gotta spend $10, but I'm gonna give it like a 7. And if they take this away, I will. The greatest sin is that now you're closed on Sundays, you bastards, too, or they have always been. To piggyback on that, because even though I'm not working with you guys in that sense, I've always kind of like had Francisco's had my ear too on immigration stuff, because I've been doing advocacy work for 9 years now, going on 9, something of that nature. And a lot of the clientele I had worked with throughout the years had the immigration stuff that kind of comes in. And don't want to get political on the show because it's supposed to be fun, but life isn't always about Charles and hot honey. It's just things matter. You're human beings. If you think that people are lesser than you because of status and all that stuff, you're kind of a punk ass. 3, and a little bit of I usually say this word bit, but a little bit of a pussy. 4. And everybody has kind of like the walks of life, and I had worked with victims of violence and then some, so I'm definitely going to have an opinion on it. But I can respect people's concerns. Like, there's only so much water you can put to the glass before it pours over. That's life. That's the immigration issues, right? And that we can go on a whole legalese about the need of a stronger immigration reform that doesn't have it just being banking on just executive to bounce the legislative, blah blah blah. But no, I think it's still weird that even though I'm not tag teaming with you guys per se, there's always like an influence that the 3 of us can kind of like play in between. And for the 1 or 2 listeners out there, I'll summarize with this: there's more to being a lawyer than having your face on a billboard. Because I was in Miami yesterday, so I saw so many people with accidentes abogados and all that other stuff, and the presumption that they're, look, you need an attorney. I'll be the first person to tell you that on a lot of stuff, and then you're doing good, and then you want to be barred in 3 different states because you want the mass amount of money. Really, that's what it is. And to strive away and carve yourself out to do a lot of great work, to be a legal mind without being a judge, because I always feel like that was part of the problem. You either want a billboard or you want to wear the black robes. And I can tell you right now, the billboard people, for their benefits, at least do help out clients. Sometimes judges in the back robes, even though we put a lot of gravitas on them, sometimes carve out a lot of bad law that damages the system for decades on end. So that's just my 2 thoughts on it. I know I'm like, eat this damn hot honey sandwich.
The lawyers do good things. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I guess, yeah. Okay. Maybe if I turn this off, that'll make things easier. I don't know why. They gotta get this new update on this thing because I don't know. It never used to crash before, but now it does. But whatever. I'll just turn off everything else. I'm just gonna leave the big board on the top there. All right. So we actually should talk about stuff for the show, right? So I guess we'll move ourselves up to the big board here. I wanted to start off with Summer Games Fest, and I guess overall every company did their summer reveals. Well, no, not reveals, but just kind of the look ahead more than anything else. There's not much that's going to be coming out anytime within this summer, but just some stuff to look forward to at late 2026 and to early 2027. And nobody's going to be releasing anything in November because GTA 6 is coming out then too. So I got Summer Games Fest. I wanted to start with that, then run through the PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo announcements, and then we'll move on to talk about sports, I guess, because there's NBA and NHL, Stanley Cup Finals, NBA Finals, and maybe some baseball too. So we got all that going on right now. So okay, so I'm gonna put up the big board. First game on the list here is Final Fantasy VII Revelation. I guess the third part of the remake trilogy. I don't know if you've ever played it, Charles, or are you not even interested in it? I'm not even sure.
It's a mid-series. I've never had interest for it because everybody kind of talks about the greatness of Final Fantasy VII. My buddy Ross, shout out, loves it. It's one of his favorite games. But remember, I never had the temperament for like turn-based combat and exceptionally very long turn-based combat. It's only as I gotten older, and like everything in age, you should try new things. I like played turn-based combats. I don't know if you consider the Mario Rabbids the premier seminal, but it's damn good. But my whole thing is that I don't like what they've done to bloat it, and you're getting 3 games worth where a lot of the resolution of that game finishes in like 60 hours. They do everything there, but sometimes Final Fantasy's for the birds. The only Final Fantasy game that I played that's not Kingdom Hearts was Final Fantasy 16. And that was fine, like a 7.5 or an 8. But variety is the spice of life. But clearly, in my opinion, they strayed away from the origins of Final Fantasy. I actually have Final Fantasy Tactics my buddy got for free, and Trio luck, right? Just kind of comes in, I get some stuff on my end to give it to me for free without doing anything else. But you got to kind of say the consumerism, what they're trying to appeal to Square Enix is they want the in your veins kind of action. I understand that Final Fantasy VII can kind of do both, I think, but you know where we're going with it. It's just graphic fidelity. Look, I like the fact that you're getting remakes and remasters from games from 20 or 30 years ago because I hate the 64-bit polygon era. But Final Fantasy is not my cup of tea in that line. I actually have Remake 1 because it was a PSN game, but there's games I was excited for. I know Andrew's like just about to lose his marbles over a Halo campaign involved, and he's about to hate me and never talk to me again when I make my commentary on it. But when it comes to Final Fantasy, you already know it's there. You already know it's in production. I think the only thing that's commendable is the fact they were able to make all those games in the span of almost 10 years as opposed to having to delay it over and over again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they stretched it out over 3 games and kind of did the Hollywood thing where they kind of just take the final part of something and just kind of stretch it out over a long time. But okay. Street Fighter 6 DLC, they're adding Tifa from Final Fantasy VII just to keep that thing going.
That's just for the weirdos.
Yeah.
Who sexualize a fighter.
Stellar Blade, Blood Rain. I don't know. I don't know anything about the series.
Yeah. I haven't played the first one. If it's $20 or free, I'll try it.
The Wolf Among Us too.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a day one.
Yeah, we both played it, and then we knew it was coming, but they're finally released some actual footage of it. Power World, not interested in it. It's the...
Is that the Pokemon with guns?
Yeah, the Pokemon with guns. So there's that one. Attack on Titan 3. I haven't played any Attack on Titan games. So
I love the show. Don't know if I need the game's immersion, but it's cool.
Clutch, which I am interested in. It's a open world racing game from former developers of Forza Horizon. And that's been getting a lot of interest this year, and so a similar game in that same vein is always good in my book. We need more series, more competition.
You need more competition for racing games. Fighting games, no. That's why I always pick like one or two for console generation, unless they get phased out or different consoles. But with racing, you can never have enough because each one's gonna have their own variety.
Yeah, and from what I saw, that they're gonna have a lot of like 16 player races, a lot of challenges in the open world. I don't know. I think it'll be a little bit like I see a lot of influence with like Grid Legends and things like that. So it's looks pretty fun, and they got a good dynamic camera system. Looks like I have a good sense of speed too. Hot Wheels Infinite Rush. All right, whatever. I've only played one of the Hot Wheels games because I got it for free through Epic Games. Monster Hunter Wilds. No, not interested in Monster Hunter at all.
We're not party people like that. When we do multiplayer game, it's the quick in and out stuff.
Yeah,
that is a grind upon grinds, and it's also gear based. And there's people who like that. I think the series could be good. You just know some stuff that's not for you, or you have to take time to do it. Yeah. And with those kind of games, I don't have a 30-hour learning curve that I can offer.
Yeah. Among Us. I didn't get into Among Us when it first happened, and I'm still not going to get into it now. Blood of Dawnwalker. I feel like there's a lot of generic, like
Witcher 3, man. It's the former directors of it. I'll comment on that in a second.
All right.
But like 75 hours, and listen. Side note on the Witcher 3, which it might go on the Blood of Dawnwalker. I got Stockholm syndrome on it because I told you it was like the BBC of gaming. It's just too much, too massive for me. I'm tapping out for a bit. But you know me, if I pay money, I don't quit on it unless it's just purely awful. And I think PSN says I'm on 65% of it. But now I'm in. I'm like, all right, it's just cool. I'll do all the little contracts. I'll do all the side notes. I'm chilling. I'm vibing because I'm also listening to the audiobooks. And now I'm on book 4. So I'm almost done with the series. It's only a 5-book series with 3 books that are short stories composed into it. So now I get to know the characters. I would have probably hated it if I'd never played or heard the original. Because I tried Witcher 2 and I was just against it, but I didn't know the source material. Now I'm kind of there. And I think I got Stockholm Syndrome, not in the way that the From Software fans got Stockholm Syndrome, and y'all got Stockholm Syndrome hardcore. Sorry. You can tell me all that Soulsborne game stuff is fun. Sure. Whatever you like, man. Whatever you like. I don't like getting angry and want to throw a controller. I like to think my emotions are pretty much composed unless I'm seeing Aaron Boone on my screen. But I got Stockholm Syndrome. The Witcher, it's not going to be a 10. I think people are a little hyped up a little bit. Mind you, I'm also evaluating an 8-year or 9-year game that has a next-gen update. But I'm going to give it like an 8 or 8.5. That's all I have to say. So when it comes to the Bloodwalker, we'll see. I don't know if I want to play a vampire who's trying to romance people, though. You know what I mean? Just saying.
Okay. All right. Star Wars Zero Company.
Pass.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a Star Wars guy, so it doesn't matter to me in any sort of way. Lords of the Fallen 2.
Pass.
Saw Genesis.
Super pass. That franchise is awful.
1666 Amsterdam. Just a bunch of horror games. Mafia, the Old Country expansion.
In it to win it, baby. In it to win it. We didn't go over my list of games of the year from last year, but in it to win it. $10 to get 2 chapters that were already probably in there and how to get cut for production time.
RuneScape. Dragon Wilds.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it's coming back, man.
That's a throwback. You know
Yeah.
what's the crazy thing about RuneScape? So I used to play it a lot when I was in middle school and to some extent high school. This was they call it OSRS now, old school
RuneScape, yeah.
But to my massive surprise, there are more people playing it now than they did back then. I'm surprised. I thought people would have moved on to, I don't know, every other game imaginable, but somehow people still coming back to RuneScape, and I pop on every now and then. I'm bummed I lost my account that I had painstakingly built up when I was a kid.
All that gold.
Yeah.
All that gold that's actually worth more than Venezuelan money.
Yes, you showed me that that video once upon a time. You probably remember it better than I do. You should explain it.
Well, yeah, that there's a market, or really there's Venezuelans that are living in Venezuela and happen to actually have electricity when they do have it, are playing RuneScape accounts of people in the West or in Europe and in the United States, Canada, that need to go to work and make money for themselves, and so they would rather be playing RuneScape. But hey, you can pay a Venezuelan to, I guess, harvest and do whatever that you do in RuneScape. I'm not entirely sure, but to get gold for you, and that gold is worth more as a currency than Venezuela's money. So the bolivares. So that's an interesting thing that's come up since then. I don't know if Marco Rubio has taken control of the Venezuelan RuneScape gold coffers just yet.
Can you just imagine Marco Rubio just developing a RuneScape character? I need this now, right? Like, it's the little internet meme of one guy over the computer with another guy there, and the guy who's helping out looks frustrated. That's just me trying to go with Rubio and whoever head of state they have overseeing that in addition to him. But fantasy booking, right? That's what kids you should use your AI generative for, and just help the data centers exist forever and ever.
Okay, moving forward from here, we've got Virtual Fighter Crossroads.
Pass.
Sega's just made Virtual Fighter 6 or was it 6? I think it was 6, right?
It's 6, yeah.
Yeah, and they just stopped because they couldn't make the game any more perfect than what it is. So now they just kind of have to ask the Yakuza guys to just hey, just have some of this fighting engine and try and make some stuff around it with your engine and go from there. So,
well, that's genius though, because that's the stuff that we said it should be about Smash, right? Remember we were like many years ago, we were like, you can't get better, you can't perfect perfection, so you just keep it going, put a fresh coat of paint on it, and add more fighters.
Yeah. So, you can't really do much more with Virtual Fighter. It is what it is. You just add more fighters and that's it. Or just start making adventures for either a new character and just add them to the main game, or you just flesh out the storyline for all the other characters. Because for fighting games, usually had their arcade mode where that's the only way they could flesh somebody out.
I'm gonna side note it on it and show our age here. You can do the Sub-Zero mythologies that Mortal Kombat had, even though
game was 64.
But if the Yakuza people are doing it, I can imagine they can get a zany single player component in it for whoever. I've never played Virtua Fighter, but that's just the thing. It makes more sense as opposed to playing dominantly as Ken, and Street Fighter if they did it.
All right, so let me Guild Wars 3. Not into Guild Wars. Crossfire. It's got some Call of Duty developers here. They got the woman. She's her husband's. Was it Jack Quaid? That's her husband. She was in The Boys.
Yeah. Claude Demow or whatever.
Yeah. So she's in this game. as like the main character for this, and so I guess more of a story driven game than anything else for a first person shooter. I think it's not a third person. Yeah, so Gundam Rogue Orbit, so Gundam game.
Look, I mean, having Gundam games are fine because you don't have mech games anymore, right? But yeah, it's a Gundam game.
Yeah. TMNT, The Last Ronin.
I will be there, and I will. It actually caused me to continue reading.
So yeah,
the arc.
Paramount Games Studio, brand new studio. Say what you want about Paramount and who's leading them right now, but you've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you've got Platinum Games developing this one. So you're looking at some pretty, I'm going to assume some pretty good feeling gameplay when it comes to the button mashing, the beat 'em ups, and the combos there.
I mean, ideally, giving me like a Bayonetta 2 Last Ronin with that particular turtle, who I will not spoil on those who did not read it, would be very interesting to me.
Let's see. So we did that. I don't know what Hex is. Don't know what that is. Stranger Than Heaven, but that was announced before Summer Games Fest. But Tupac's is back, everybody. So Snoop Dogg's in that game, and I guess he got the rights to Tupac's likeness from Tupac's family and the estate, and Tupac's back. So I don't know how to feel about that, guys.
Well, it makes me laugh because it's like the Chappelle Show when they were doing the AI. And not the AI, but remember when they were talking about like, oh, Tupac's still doing music, and he's in the club like right there talking to Dave. It's a little kind of funny with the hologram of Tupac. And look, it's disgusting, and it's a big fail on it. And I mean, there's so much that you can say that you follow on Twitter, and it's a cheap capitalization. I don't even know anything about the game, but it's kind of like weird. It reminds me of when like Val Kilmer has a film that's fully like finished out with his AI imagery before he had died. And I'm just like, is this what we want? Like, do we have to go and say, I want the ability to interact with the legitimate Tupac character, not like the Tupac character who could be a character who could be inspired by Tupac himself, go play GTA, San Andreas, right? We have to give you the legitimate thing and the likeness and everything of that nature. I mean, it's surprising it's not satire. That's literally where my brain was coming from. I felt like I just read something from The Onion, right? And it might be just one of those things that might be a cultural concept where they might not realize, because it's a Japanese produced company, right?
Yeah. So, we got Snoop Dogg, and Snoop, I don't know, got excited and was like, oh, I can get my buddy Tupac in this.
Yeah.
Or we can get Suge Knight as an DLC character.
I can't believe I'm saying this because I didn't think anything could be creepier than this, but I think it'll actually be creepier than the Coachella hologram. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Because you might be able to have a scene where you fight alongside Tupac. That's the craziest thing about it. Yeah, I can dance with a hologram. Sure, it's like, it's like a music video, but what if they have me run a mission on guns? I have Hit 'Em Up in the background or America's Most Wanted. I love Tupac. But you know what I mean? Like is his intro scene Ambitions of the Rider? And then everybody's like, yeah. And I really feel it's a little bit like, I do feel like it's a cultural tone deaf. And I never pull that card. You guys know me. I'm like, everybody's gonna feel a way about stuff. But I'm like, what is this? And I know that the estate, like Tupac's producer or lawyer, wanted the likeness too. I deep dived into it. But the minute I saw it, I was like, not for me. And I would agree with you, Andrew. Like we're in 2026. I was promised flying cars. Guys, I was supposed to be in the Jetsons. And I get a robot cleaning the damn house. And instead I got like, you can interact with Tupac. You know what I can do? I can just listen to Tupac and watch his YouTube videos. Like, the fuck you want, Nate?
Yeah. I just thought the reveal looked kind of, I don't know, his eyes look kind of soulless at the beginning of it. I'm just like, oh no, this is a little uncanny, to say the least.
His soul's elsewhere because he's dead, and they still wanted to make a game for a guy who's like 30 years gone. It's not as if they just recently died and like, okay, let's continue production out of whatever from it.
I think South Park did an episode on that too. with
Yeah.
with the holograms, and Tupac was one of them, I think.
Yeah. Just
Blood Message, another, I don't know, the Chinese mythology history game. So all these ones that are coming out now. Gen Atlas, was it like a Shadow of the Colossus, but with mechs? And then Alien Isolation 2. I haven't played one. I have one, but I just haven't played it yet.
One's always like $6. And I'm like, I should. I like the series for what it is as the medium. But the problem is I am very against like horror games that are long. And the thing is, it's supposed to be long, and I just can't break through that wall. But I might do it.
Cuphead is getting a sequel and has an 8-bit style game. And then Resident Evil Code Veronica is getting remade.
It's Resident Evil Veronica. And
yeah,
I knew how hard that shit goes 9 by just calling it Veronica for whatever reason. And it works with a theory that I had because I played Requiem this year. And so I'm like, this would be like a benefit of it. I will be there. I have gone through the entire remake series.
Yeah.
My first Resident Evil was Resident Evil 4, the OG, and I went to 4, 5, played a little 6 with the boys, quit that, skipped 7 actually, and then just like did the YouTube marathon because, like I said, horror games can't be long for me. Loved 8, loved it, and then did RE2 remake, RE3 remake, RE4 remake, and just beat Requiem in like February. So I am all for that silliness.
And that was the Summer Games Fest announcements. So that was straight from Jeff Keighley, who has made up with Kojima. I don't know. I'm sure it was just a social media game between the two of them. I'm sure they weren't not friends, but in any case,
Kojima's like friends with everybody, man.
Yeah, I know. He was with Guillermo del Toro today.
Yeah.
Just hanging out and stuff. And then the weekend is apparently going on the
big Atlas tour. Yeah.
Big, Atlas Otaku tour.
He's
right
such a
now.
weeb, and I love him for it.
I know. So let's see. So the Xbox Showcase also came out, and I'm just gonna go on the official site here. But so Microsoft is apparently still alive with their Xbox. They've got a new leader, and she's trying to give them an identity again, which is kind of the thing that they've been missing for quite a while. They were just kind of there for like the last generation and a half, right? So
I am so happy that someone is actually doing something.
But you don't have an Xbox though.
He would have if he felt like,
I think if Xbox wasn't in such a shit place a couple of months ago when I got the PlayStation, I might have considered getting it. I was leaning toward it because I
did not help
grew
you
up as an Xbox
in that endeavor. I just remember sending you, I'm like, Andrew, they're both on sale. You should buy both of them before they go up in price.
But like I said, I'm an Xbox fanboy from when I was a kid.
The one, the original one in the 360, right?
Right. I grew up with Halo. That was my game when I was a kid. And it was sad to see how far it fallen. This is somewhat unrelated but Bungie or whatever they did with, and that it was 343 Industries, whatever they did with Halos 4 and Halo 5 was just, whatever they did with it was just painful. It's like seeing your loved one waste away from some kind of a disease. You just don't recognize them anymore.
I loved 4 though, and then I heard about 5. I'm like, I'm out.
4
felt sci-fi. 4 felt very sci-fi-y, beyond the typical neutral sci-fi approach that 1, 2, 3, Reach and ODST gave. There was something about it. It just was it was a bad ending. But I liked 4, and then I was just watching something today about it because I've been on Game Ranks, and they're just like, 343 ruined it. I'm like, yeah, I agree with you, Andrew.
Yeah, Halo 3 had such a great ending. and they didn't mess with it with Halo Reach. So you kind of felt like Halo 3 was the end. He ended with such a great line, "Wake me when you need me." And
they woke him over.
the remaining
over his
the
dead
games
body
after that, Halo 4, Halo 5. I haven't seen much of Infinite, but I've heard it's okay.
Infinite was so Infinite's whole thing, because I played like a bit of it because I was over at my buddy's when it came out. The idea of it is that the gunplay is good. 343 carried over to what Bungie could do, because that is the most satisfying gunplay of all the shooters that's out there. I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. And if you do, that's okay. That's your opinion. It went open world, but they try to do what is the death of a lot of like myopic companies and organizations, Microsoft, Sony, is they want to like have an attempt at like live service stuff, and you're giving half-baked things. And when Infinite launched, it didn't have multiplayer, I believe. It didn't have all these other things. It didn't have local
co-op or anything like that. Yeah.
And like, look, local co-op's rare and in between.
They didn't have online co-op either.
Yeah. Like, so you're giving me literally, you're I'm trying to keep my words PG here, but you're giving me the non-cold job here. You know what I mean? You're giving me the flaccid type. I can't do it.
Yeah. But they had some stuff that interested me. They had the reveal of the I guess the see-through Xbox Series X, which, like, if Andrew hadn't bought the PS5, I'm sure he would have bought this.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, I mean,
it's a good looking.
Yeah, to defend.
I mean, I will say I will probably buy the controller.
Yes.
Regardless, just out of
nostalgia.
And can I just say, I am annoyed that, I'm annoyed with the general lack for so long of that kind of translucent color way. The Max doing it, you had N64 doing it. I mean,
PlayStation had it too. PlayStation, the PS3 had them.
Yeah. Why are we paying extra for fancy controllers? You know what I mean? Like fancy colored controllers. It's not like, the Sony pisses me off with that. So I feel you, Andrew, on that, because translucent is a cool thing, man.
Yeah, that's why I got this Xbox controller. It's translucent and it's green, so it's actually more translucent and visible on the green screen here. But that's the reason why I missed these controllers. I'm like, I want to make them on my own, and I did that for my Switch and this Xbox controller.
And my Xbox controller / PC controller is blue and translucent.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking at some point, if I can find out how exactly, I want to, because I used to have a translucent purple N64 back in the day. So I am thinking of maybe doing that with the Switch, kind of as a little nod,
Yeah.
So I wish more. I mean, I think overdoing it would also be an issue, because it's so iconic and it's so great. Overdoing it might hurt with the nostalgia, but I'm glad to see it kind of coming back a bit. I don't know. I love that aesthetic.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, the PlayStation did this with the PS3 anniversary, or the PlayStation anniversary. They have a PS5 that looked like a PS1, and then Nintendo. The Switch had some special edition stuff, but it was always really just the Joy-Cons. They never really actually did the system, because I think that was more expensive. Let me run down this list. Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Clockwork Revolution, the heist. I don't know.
Don't have an Xbox, man.
Yeah, so Doom. I'm excited about that. More
DLC,
Doom for
right?
me. Yeah. So this is I already played Doom: The Dark Ages. I enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't, but I don't know. It's Doom. You turn off your brain and just have some fun. That's all I say. I know they're creating a narrative for Doom in a way, trying to give the the Doomslayer has some sort of, I don't know, story or background there. But look, he's just angry. They killed his bunny. That was it. That was it. They killed his bunny. He wants to kill everybody just because of that. So it just makes sense.
Was the bunny's name Lenny?
No, no, it wasn't.
That takes a lot of like kids who read.
I actually know that reference. So, all right. Fable is getting. I guess a new Fable's coming out. So people are happy about that.
That's a LARPer game, and no one wants to call it a LARPer game. I have no problem with Fable. I can get into it. I played Fable 3 and I just passed on it. But like, it's a LARPer game because people are most excited about just role playing out to be not just a villain, but building relationships, being a mayor. And I kind of love that because when you look at that, Animal Crossing, Pokepia, we're getting big budget slice of life games, guys.
Yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, the cozy games. That's what they're calling it. That's the genre that it's being called right now. Cozy games. Gears of War, E-Day. And then they showed off Halo, which is coming out next month.
All right. So, Andrew, do you want to support it or are you ready for me to shit on it? 9.
Go ahead.
Listen, man. All right. Yes, it's going to be weird for me if I ever got it to have to use L1, L2, triangle, circle, square, X, but I'm not paying $1,000 for an Xbox Series X that came out 5 years ago and you bumped it up because of trade issues and data centers and all this other production and some incompetency in the executive. But the bigger issue is that I do not want a Halo campaign game. I don't. Even though Halo 1's campaign is pretty solid, it's either between that or 3 that's the best of it. 2 is 2, right? It's the fact that you're piecemealing me. You're giving me the a la carte of what was a great game, especially since Microsoft could have just loaned the license out for the Master Chief Collection, and I would have been fine. You're giving me all those with the multiplayer and then some. I can understand I can co-op into campaign with some people. That is perfectly fine. But you know what happens? And this was always my mindset of Halo. The campaign will end. What drives you to want to take more hours in something, especially with me at 36? I have to curb my multiplayers, and I have a good amount of them, but I have to curb them to deal with the singular backlog. So what's special? Because I don't have a lot of like multiplayers that are special. There's 2 I can think of. Splatoon, which was with you guys when we do it, or if I have like an hour to kill or so, and mind you, I have to curb that intensely because remember the first time that came out, Francisco, and I popped in, like, I didn't go to bed till 2 o'clock for like a week and a half, and I was like, oh. And then I'm mad with the boys because that's just tradition, right? Doing the franchise. So at least we're doing something as opposed to playing random games, but we take long breaks on that. And then every now and then you look for a good shooter because despite what maybe some pacifists say, it's kind of nice to blow some shit up, right? 10. And, you know, I rotate a little bit with Battlefield. You know, Battlefield 6 is good. I have Call of Duty 6 that came out 2 years ago. That was actually good. It's just I had my fill of it because I only played like Deathmatch. I tried the Marathon, speaking of Bungie, free trial.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I could see, and I've never played extraction games, and so it was between that or Arc Raiders. But a free trial, I tried it. Look what I did with Ball Pit. Beat it as much as I could on a free trial. But I did like 2 hours of games because there's a deep learning curve. I can see it, but like, it's not one of those things where like a trial was there. I said, all right, I'll pay $27.99 for it because it was on sale at the same time. Maybe you get me at 15, whatever. But Halo's multiplayer, for better or for worse, and you can co-op it all the time. You can give me 42 skulls, and I can remix it. But my idea is that the campaign, there's going to be the repetition because if you play back to like, oh, wait, you're going to beat the campaign and then you can get back to it like a week later, unless you're a trophy hunter. Oh, let me remix the skull. Okay, but you ceased it. But the multiplayer is where it's at. The fondest memory I have was playing Halo 3, Valhalla, and the day you guys think people rage quit now, everybody was rage quitting when they felt like they're behind, and I was able to kind of like succeed when it was just me and a team deathmatch. Because you know, back in the day, they don't end your match because people disconnected looking at you, Nintendo. You know, it was me taking on like 4 other guys, and I found a way to win it out with whatever weaponry it has, and that was beautiful. And you're depriving me of it, and for whatever reason, I don't know who. Because the thing is, it's like you're not just affecting your loan out license to Sony, you're affecting the base to make people want to buy it now. Because I am a big proponent of remakes when it's been 20 plus years. The worst thing that's happened is The Last of Us. And look, it's a good game, right? Maybe a little overrated. That gets like 5 different variations in the span of 12 years. Take that for note. But you're depriving what really allowed those fun memories, at least for me. It's going to be different for the new kids who never played it. And that's the whole thing, the marketing. And I mentioned in Nintendo in the chat. But the marketing, the appeal is not to the 36-year-old who just checks his grays every day, right? I don't care. Grays are fine. Let me keep my hair though. It's also going to appeal to new kids. And then does it revitalize a single player genre? Yeah, I'm glad single players are coming back. But man, you're piecemeal. You're a la carting it, man. You're a la carting it. If I order a combo meal, or if I order the complete meal, I want my fries, my burger, my shake. That's what the 4 for $4 gives me. And you're just getting the burger when it's the completeness of it. Because I get to enjoy the campaign, and now I'll go do multiplayer and dedicate the hours to it. So that's where the fun is. Because when you play multiplayer, it's never the same match, right? When it's a good multiplayer. That's what makes Splatoon fun for me. Mm-hmm. That's what made some of the Black Ops that fun. Not Black Ops, Call of Duty. I can't speak. I'm sorry. Battlefield. Call of Duties I feel like are repetitive. That I'm just saying, because they're not imaginative with their world, and that's just like shooters, and that's how I'm aligning it to like Halo. But Halo, everything was different. Why? Because what's my weaponry? Okay, I got the gravity hammer. I got the plasma sword. I'm just gonna run you over a Warhawk. Big team battle. God, I love that. Right. So you deprive me not just of the sense of multiplayer, you deprive me of all the little sub modes in the multiplayer. I'll share you a fun fact. When we were in law school, me and my buddy, we used to play grip ball with the MLG guys. We knew them. That's how good we were. So I understand old man yelling at the cloud, but I know I'm right, because you're man, the thing is that you're pissing in my cup and you're telling me it's lemonade and you want me to drink it for $50. You were giving me an incomplete product of what the original intention was. This is not a transfer as a medium. Like we're taking, we're not taking the Lord of the Rings book and put it into a movie, so we have to cut some things out. You could give me that same product, and you don't want to. It's the same thing how I felt about Gears of War, because you're just giving me Gears of War 1 Reloaded when you had done the remake or remaster for 1 through 3. Mm-hmm. Just give me those, because people are going to love you. And you know what? We're probably going to pay the same price that you're demanding, because if you're doing Campaign of Vault at $50, and you say, hey, for PSN people, because you can set that market price, right? It'll be $50. I'm like, I'm done. I'm in. I would have done it. But like you're a la carting it, because I'm not getting it, man. I'm not getting the full experience you're really giving to me. And yeah, sure, you could have Sergeant Johnson pulling off his cheekiest thing. You could have Cortana and her bodacious body for all the perverts out there. And you could have, Master Chief not having emotions, because that's what everybody's big complaint was. You take that away, but it's not Halo, because I don't have all these other things that was naturally included that also define the experience, because I don't know anybody. And Andrew, this is your point of contention, that you gotta take me off from the ledge and say that man's just crazy. I don't know anybody who says I love playing Halo just purely for the story.
All right.
I'm one of them, to be honest.
Well, damn it, Andrew, you have to say it now when I put in that position.
I will say that's definitely a very common sentiment. And by the way, score update. Carolina just tied the game. Vegas scored on a power play.
Good series.
Yeah.
We are a sports show.
I'll get to that in a second, because I want to talk about that. But I enjoy, and I think it's also partially because I didn't have online for so many years. Gotcha. I didn't play with anybody, so I only had one thing to do, and that's to play the campaign.
Run through the campaign over and over.
Right, and Reach was great because...
But you're not getting Reach. You could have, but you're not getting Reach.
You wanted the whole package.
I'm explaining why Reach was fun in a way, because you had all of those extra single player modes afterward. Grunpocalypse, all those extra modes, and you also had achievements that you could go to where you would you could buy armor, things like that. You had something achievable beyond just the campaign. But I'm trying to think of my point. I will say I kind of off the topic a little bit, but the one thing that does concern me a bit, and this is just me as someone who grew up with the original Halo, is, I mean, I get the desire to make the games look more realistic, or not just realistic, but to kind of, I don't know what the word is for it.
I mean, it's a realism thing, so that
right,
they do that. Every series is going through that right now for the most part.
I'm not a huge fan. See, when
we played we played the Master Chief
Halo 2.
Yeah, we didn't finish it. We still haven't finished it because I don't know, just the time and it's gotten away from us. But still got to finish that though. By the way, but yeah, we both put on the old school graphics because that was the beauty of the Master Chief collection, was that you could flip flop. You could flip flop for Halo 1 and 2 between original Xbox graphics and the remake style graphics that they had there, which is pretty good. Now this is the second remake of Halo 1 that's coming out, and I'm going to assume that if this does well, and I'm going to assume it'll do well, they are going to remake Halo 2 and maybe actually finish the game this time.
But you wouldn't get the best thing about Halo 2, which is the multiplayer.
Anyways, continue, Andrew.
See, when I would hope with games like that, these recreations, if you will, is, I mean, it's tough to explain, but I mean, if anyone will understand it, it's you guys. When you're playing that game for the first time in 2001, and especially for someone my age, I was 9 at the time when it came out.
Baby.
The graphics look amazing. I mean, I know they don't stand up now compared to what they were then, but I feel like there should really be only two sort of ways to remaster a game. One of them is the developers were limited in what they could do at the time, and this is, if they could redo it again from the very beginning, what would they do?
That's Star Fox right now.
One. And then the second one I would say is remake it exactly as is. Just clean up the graphics a little bit so they're a bit more modern, but don't change the sounds, don't change the designs, just clean it up so it's a little bit more modern, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's all art style, so like art direction. So a lot of video games will clean it up, but still sort of retain the I guess the vibes of their original art, or at least the concept art, because you know all these games had concept art way back in the day, and even those graphics are outdated, those old CGI graphics, but they can actually bring it forth now with the style that we have now. Halo campaign evolved, at least from the trailers. Look, it's a good looking game. I don't think anybody's saying that, but will it retain that sort of feel when you first play it, or will it just be like every other shooter that's out there? But I still think Halo has a art direction in comparison to other ones, but like the original Halo 1, if you played it, it was as much as you go back to it, it had like colors and things like that. Moments in some of the levels are just like, oh, let me just stop and look at the scenery here. Where you actually didn't get a lot of that during the 360 and PS3 generation, where everything was just brown. So I think maybe if they can retain some of that, I think Andrew will be happy. I think if I'm getting the gist of what he's talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, from what I've seen so far with the trailer, it does seem like they're going a little bit too far in that direction that I'm not a huge fan of. I've seen comparisons between the old graphics and the new graphics, and they're adding things in that didn't exist. And I find that so unnecessary. I mean, unless that was something like, you know what? Back when we created this thing, I really wanted to put a floating pillar in the middle of the sky.
You don't want them to George Lucas it, right?
You don't want them to Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly. That's actually a great comparison. That is a great comparison. I don't want them to George Lucas it. I want to, if it actually benefited the story in some way, add it in. And if it was something that you wanted to but couldn't do due to the technology at the time, it's either that or just clean it up so that, if I could, I'm trying to explain it, but make it so the graphics looked like how I imagined they were when I first saw the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, that's a tough proposition there for any game, really. Sometimes you either have to do that or you have to go wildly in the other direction, which is, but I mean, it's kind of like what we're going to be seeing later this month, Charles, with Star Fox, and the demo's out. Actually, I haven't downloaded it just yet for the Switch too, but the graphics, you'll see a lot of the old Nintendo developers like this is what we wanted it to look like back in '97 in our head. So it's like. So you kind of you kind of hope that somebody from the Halo franchise from 2001 and the guys that developed it initially at the beginning are working on this and saying, hey, this is what we actually wanted it to look like. And it meshes neatly with, I guess, Andrew's nostalgia and how he kind of added the details with his head because of the way graphics at the time. Yes, it was amazing, but there were still some limits there where you kind of just imagine it to be this sci-fi epic. All right. I just want to move on here. There's more Halo stuff. Backcraft Dungeons. We don't play that. Sanua, a bold news, Hellblade. I don't know. This is one of these, Soulsborne games. Spyro is getting a new game. So that's happening for the first time in a long time. I guess Crash got a new one.
New game? Huh? Spyro?
Yeah,
because Crash had 4.
Yeah.
Toys for Bob went independent, but then they were working with Microsoft because they realized there's a bunch of cash they could have.
Yeah. And so they got Spyro coming back for a new game, State of Decay 3. And then we had Bad Magpie. So one of those, I guess, little fun little indie games. Castlevania Belmont's Curse.
One day I'll play all those games.
Yeah. I think I do have one of the Castlevania collection. I just haven't played it. New Crazy Taxi coming out.
There for $10.
Yeah. I mean, Crazy Taxi was already an arcade experience anyways, and I can't imagine World Tour being much more than just Crazy Taxi, which I don't think warrants $70 as a franchise Sega. Just saying. But yeah, just have a bunch of levels and just make it fun, and there you go. Doesn't need a big in-depth story. We don't need that. It's just Crazy Taxi. It's not that serious.
No. What they need to do with Crazy Taxi is you need to have it also be a gig job, because I want to have it be a taxi, but I also want to deliver a la Death Stranding. I want to deliver your
Crazy
pizza.
Uber. Yeah,
exactly. That's where it is legitimately.
Yeah, actually, yeah. They can modernize it for what we assume of what a taxi is nowadays, which is a ride share and or food delivery service. All right, let's see here. Magicians, The Devil's Deal. Don't know what the hell that is. I don't care. Metro 2039.
In it to win it
Yeah.
if it's cheap.
So there you go for that one. And then Persona 6 got announced.
I can't even finish Persona 5,
man. Yeah.
Went like 20 hours into it. I'm like, how do people like this?
And I'm assuming the weekend is in that game, given the trips he's made to Japan. I'm assuming that's why he's there. And Persona 4 is getting re-released on Xbox. A Plague Tale, I guess, prequel game is coming out. So there's that. I have the first one. I just haven't played it yet.
I got the second one.
Yeah. And then Valor Mortis. I don't know. Not one of these Soulsborne type of looking games. I have no idea.
They're smart, though. They realized everything was released in September, and they said we're going to move to October.
Vivarium. Some more indie type of games here. It looks like a 70s anime style, which is pretty interesting for look for a game. I guess that's the beauty of these nowadays, and I guess since Cuphead, really, is that you have a lot of studios trying to emulate animated styles in video games, whether it's in two Dragon Ball games, also kind of pioneered that too. Being able to
I think it's just it's companies that are not under a big company directive, like those pure indie guys. And you know what? Those games are just as incredible as your big AAA or stronger AA games.
Yep. Age of Empires 4 expansion there. Elder Scrolls Online. We don't do that. Fallout 76 either. Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I want to get, but I don't have time to actually play something like that. And so that's Microsoft's showcase. It's gonna kind of run through there because we don't have Xboxes, and some of that stuff will release on PC and the other systems too. All right, the state of play. So we're gonna go to PlayStation now, and then we'll do Nintendo afterwards. But let's see here. Come on, Sony, give it to me. And they had like a movie theater thing with Sony and stuff.
Yeah.
The cool thing with the Microsoft one is that they gave everybody that attended a free Chesnow's Xbox, which is nice.
You have to bring the goodwill to people for it, because the whole thing is when your whole concept is like, hey, we're sorry that we increased the price of Game Pass and that we also made a 5-6-year-old console $150 more instead of even bundling it or producing games. Because what they're doing is just buying IPs and not using it because they just want to own the IP. And the same thing when they buy those companies with Activision, with some of the other brands as well. Like legitimately, that's what they did. And then you have a new head who goes says, well, we're not making money if we're not making games. And I think really part of the problem is with these studios, and then I'll shut up and then we'll just do buy or not buy on the Sony stuff when we get to until we get to Nintendo, is the fact of like, give the directive of just making lower like cost production games, you know, and just say, hey, you want to make a 2D game, make a 2D game, but have it will be only exclusive on Xbox, or give it whatever. Because you're just kind of like, for lack of a better word, shelling out the stuff that you want to make all that other money. Because remember, Microsoft has a good amount of cash in Activision. Activision is what produces Call of Duty. You're going to make your money. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know, in that sense. But, you know, you can generate a lot of other stuff. And look, the same complaints can go for all of the big three console owners, but like the goodwill's lost. I don't care that you got a fancy new controller for the Xbox. I'm a 360 man, but I digress.
All right, state of play here. Back to the big board. Ace Combat 8. I've heard good things about the Ace Combat series. Just never played one of them.
I played 4. It's fun. 7. I haven't gone to it dead, and I have special moments with it throughout the years. 8. Why not?
Yeah, looks nice and fun. Bancho the Chef, Sushi Master game. So, once again, you know, trying to emulate an animated style. Has a very unique look to it. Oh boy, Charles, Control.
Oh yeah, and I have that damn from Bill Majah, the Men in Milan or whatever the name is. I played that on repeat. It is catchy. Dicks out for Dylan. Like, hashtag it before they take it, trademark it.
Yeah. Man, September is gonna be great. It's gonna be right after my birthday.
Understatement.
So it's Oh boy, the next chapter in
It
this.
comes out the same week where I have to go to Massachusetts for Ben's wedding
Mm,
because it's September 24th, right? And I'm
mm.
just like, can I just send you money so I don't have to go? But I'm in that wedding.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be done with Death Stranding by that point. So, uh, but yeah, yeah, just it's man, just the art style, the direction, the graphics, the
It's
just
are kind of weird,
yeah, it's
if we
all
could just
over the
say
place,
that.
and we I don't know what direction the story's gonna go. Um, just great, just amazing. Everything you'd want in a game, and like this, the trailer itself doesn't it shows a lot, but shows so little because of how deep these uh these games are when it comes to the lore. That oh man, it's gonna be amazing. Let's see, Dune Awakening.
Yeah,
Let's see,
Dune's overrated.
Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster. Uh,
Eh. I
that's
have
a,
Age of Imprisonment. That's all I need.
yeah, yeah. God of War.
Oh
Laufey,
yeah, yeah,
Luffy,
yeah.
Luffy
It's gonna
from
be a
One
coordinated
Piece.
story, La Fe,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna be a side along. Not as without going like in super detail of it. It's like her story is gonna be playing out as God of War One and Ragnarok come in. I
Mm-hmm.
like it if you can't. Not everything can be an edgelord guy with a gun. I swear to Christ,
Mm-hmm.
you ball and gun guys. Just play the damn game. If you don't like God of War or where they went from original God of War to now, I get that. But it's my money or my trade credits and certificates that I'll use. So because it just you know what I like about it, all things considered, it is nice and weird with the depictions of the gods and the enemies. They have the guests and they have I can't say this name, Summit, Mongolian God of War, and then is she the Egyptian God of War? I have to revisit it and verify. But they look weird. They look strange. They look like deities. That's the complaint a little bit that I had with the Norse mythology and the Greece mythology. They just kind of look like people. What's the imposition of it aside from maybe looking a little this or looking a little that? These ones, I'm like, okay, scary dragon man. There's like a flying cat. I'm like, yeah, let's just do that. I'm for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, sheesh, you can kind of go all over the place with these, all this mythology that they're kind of
And it
mixing
makes you
into
want to
this
look into the
universe.
mythology.
Yeah.
You're educating me. You're kind of like Mr. Rogers it with violence, and I could do that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Marathon, which you said you tried, Charles, a little bit already.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's the steepest learning curve. It's just with extraction games is you have to care about losing or loot or not. And there's a thrill of like getting back into again. But the thing with Bungie is, and I played Destiny 1, but I actually played Destiny 1 on the story and on their team deathmatch, not in a like let's do raids because I don't like playing with random people because the problem is that sometimes you play with random people, and this is how it's been for like 15 years for me. Those people have no lives. I'm sorry to say like that. So they can dedicate hours of time to learn everything. When I was coming out of law school, or even now as an attorney doing what I do, I things are still fresh. It's fresh for a while. It's not like an instantaneous thing. So when you do the imposition of stuff, it's like okay, so Destiny 1 and then they had Destiny 2. And Destiny 2, my problem with it is that there was a story mode and they redid the whole thing. So when I tried to get back into it, I couldn't even finish the story because the story I was doing was non-existent now. And then this one's a PPVE. So you're going against players and then going against, extraction shooters. The gunplay is good for what I've seen. I kind of get the idea of how you do the game and stuff like that, but I only was able to pop in like 2 hours of trial. And people care too much about concurrent players and all that stuff. If I'm one person, so I'm explaining this to you very well. If you people care about how many people are on Steam playing something, even if it's a multiplayer, we're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna make this conversation in 30 seconds. I promise you. You're one person. You're not 50 people. You're not representing 5,000 people. So if you only need 9 people to play a game, you're always going to have people, I believe, to play a game with, especially in its beginnings. It's not going to be dead like that. Sorry, y'all care too much about stuff that there's starving kids out there in the world. Go give $1 there. Don't waste your time checking to see if something's on Steam and how much it's selling. I'm just saying.
Let's see here, Marvel Tokone, is that how you say it? Fighting
Yeah, I'm
Souls.
not yet. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Wolverine.
Fighting games. Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, you were there with the moment it was leaked. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even watched a lot of gameplay. I just don't care. It's the faith I have in the assignment games. Thoroughly enjoyed Spider-Man 1. Thoroughly enjoyed Miles. Thoroughly enjoyed Spider-Man 2. They're making that Wolverine. Like, that's fine. Just give me... And it's violent. It's bloody, as it should be. The man has claws. He impales people. We're good.
All right. Let's see. First-person action horror game.
Nah.
Yeah, so... All right. Moving.
I have a theory, if I could say this real quickly, about horror games. I don't like the spooky games, but I'll do it sometimes in spooky seasons.
Yeah, I know Andrew doesn't do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we can all collectively do this. The same things I feel about horror games, the same thing I feel about, about horror movies, stuff like that. I don't think people actually like horror. I think they probably actually want to commit a murder, and they don't want to commit real murder because of the penalties of it. So they use it vicariously to either shoot or kill something in a video game or appreciate the murder and grotesque of it. Because I hope people do realize real horror, real chilling horror can be without absent of any kind of murder. And if you want a good example, without being explicit on it, is you could look at, what Chris Hansen was doing to Catch a Predator. That is true horror, right? About what the predators were actually doing to the underage people. Y'all don't really like horror. You just probably are, transferring your aggression or rage into a medium. That's my theory.
All right. Kamuri. Stylistic, whatever. So, another one of these like action style. I don't know.
It'll be on PSN, and I'll try it.
No Rest for the Wicked. So, an action game there. Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
Maybe but there's too much samurai saturation.
There's a lot of Asian history / Asian mythology going on right now.
Well,
I think that's the new trend.
They're using Miyamoto Musashi in Onimusha, and look, I like Musashi. I've obviously, followed through and listened to Reddit, some of this stuff coming into it, but I even watched the Onimusha series, and that's the reason why I think it carries over to it. But just give me a character as opposed to a figure of the past fighting demons. That's all I'm asking.
Let's see. More Phantom Blade Zero. All right. Rayman Legends is getting remade. So retold.
Rayman. I had the game. I played the game. I beat that game during the show.
I played it on Wii U. Sheesh.
Ridiculous.
I played it on Wii U. I'm surprised that they're remaking it. But I guess, I don't know, Michel Ancel, it's all 3D now instead of the 2D art style, which is still looking good. It was already made in HD back then anyways. So I don't know. The game was amazing. I 100%ed it. It's one of the best 2D platformers of all time. I do not say that lightly, when it, in comparison to other ones like Sonic 3 or Super Mario World or Donkey Kong Country 2 or Tropical Freeze, but yeah, this is it's I didn't think it needed a remake, but I don't know if I would get it. It depends on what exactly is different than this dragon bit that they're putting on here. But if it's not much, then if you haven't played it, go for it. But I'm not particularly looking forward to getting it unless they do something major with it. But even then, is it really going to be that much? It's why I've yet to buy Shadow Generations, because I'm waiting for that. Eventually Sega's going to bring that down to like $5, and that's good for me. And it's like, okay, 5 hours more of Shadow there, because I already played Sonic Generations to death, so that's why I haven't gotten it to this point. Silent Hill, Townfall.
Yeah, same commentary I've said before.
About horror games, so there you go. Stuntman Hollywood, which...
Never played them?
Yeah. I guess like Split Second, that's a pretty good game, so it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So we're kind of setting up these moments and everything like that. So racing game, so looks fun to me. This one I'm interested in for sure. I actually got a text from Doug right now about this game, The Lost Wild.
Mhm.
This is looks like a horror survival game in the vein of Jurassic Park, but not Jurassic
Oh yeah,
Park.
yeah, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but not Jurassic Park, the movies as they are now, which are not that in the slightest. They're just mindless at this point, going through the motions with the Jurassic Park series. But Jurassic Park as they were written in the original book, which
Hmm.
essentially is a horror.
Yep.
It's a horror story more than anything else. The characters are not the same, and there's plenty of YouTube videos that you can watch about the difference between Jurassic Park the book and Jurassic Park the series. But this looks like in that vein. They were making one in the Jurassic Park series called Jurassic Park Survival. That was announced like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and has yet, there's no news whatsoever on it. Supposedly it's still alive in development, but this one for sure looks like it's gonna come out compared to Jurassic Park Survival, and I'm all for this. I'm all for this completely. So when this does come out on PC, it's gonna be one of the few like new games that I would really want to get immediately on PC and actually play it, um, rather than wait for it to be free. Because this is just the type of thing that I think should be made. There should be more dinosaur games, because we don't see that much either nowadays. We used to
Well,
kind of see it back in the
there's
N64 and PS1
Dino
days.
Crisis and
Yeah,
Turok, man.
exactly. So we
And
don't
then
see
Dino
that.
Crisis was terrible, and Turok was
Um,
now going to be what, a 3v1 kind of gig.
hmm and the Jurassic Park series has kind of dropped the ball on promotion of dinosaurs and utilizing them to their fullest. Aside from Jurassic Park Evolution, which is actually
I mean,
really
I'm about
fun.
to say something controversial.
Yeah.
Your actually most recent dinosaur game, even though, hear me out, is not dinosaurs, but there's dinosaurs modeled to a degree, is Horizon
Oh.
Zero Dawn.
Mm. Well,
Because they use machinery based off of it, so you're fighting certain things are based off
and
of
yeah, I
the
mean, you have the Arc
dinosaurs. So
series as well, but I can't get
yeah,
into that. It's too much. I
well,
tried. I really did. I have it, but it's just too much. I don't want to struggle. Like I get the point of the series. Like okay, they kind of plop you on an island, and you kind of just have to fend for yourself, and eventually you got to tame the dinosaurs, and you'll create civilization and stuff like that. But no, it's too much for me. Too hard. Not for my time and effort. But yeah, this Lost Water, I'm looking forward to it. Doug is looking forward to it for sure. So there you go. Tomb Raider, they're remaking the first
yeah,
one again.
yeah,
So there you go. Until Dawn 2,
yeah.
and then that was it for PlayStation. I promise we'll talk about sports. We're at the
It's
last
1
one.
1 and Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah, last one. Nintendo Direct for June. Um, as a Nintendo fan, it was all right for me
Oh, my
in
lobster
some
is too
ways.
buttery. My steak is too juicy.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, look, I know what I want. I already pre-ordered Splatoon Raiders. It's fine. So I'm already in it, uh, completely here. And I got, I honestly, nothing really super surprised me here, but Rhythm Heaven Groove. So that looks like fun. I've played the original Rhythm Heaven. I didn't play any of the sequels though, unfortunately, but looks like fun. Definitely a my sister type of game for sure. If she ever had time to play video games to their completion, so I'm almost afraid to buy anything for her because I find it difficult whether she's actually going to finish it or not, and the children are not. I don't know. It's hard to get them to finish game from start to finish as well. So, um, Onimusha, Way of the Sword, we saw that already. Dragon's Dogma 2,
Yeah.
Dark Horizon, Stellar Blade is coming to the Switch too. A lot of stuff that was on other consoles too that are gonna be on Switch too.
May I interject?
Mhm.
Because it's proving the theory that I talked about, which was year one was to get the boomers like us to get a Switch 2 because we have the financial ability to do so.
And
Year
it's actually
two,
not. It's gonna get more expensive than when we got it. So
it will hear me out because it got till September. It's all strategy. This is a business at the end of the day. Year two, with these announcements, to say, hey, your kids are now becoming 13, 14, 15, maybe a little bit older, right? Because not everybody can get a big old console at 11. We've all been there. You can pay the 449 or 499. And remember, they're purposely putting it to where if you get a Switch 2, you get a game of choice, Andrew, hint hint. So it's like they're really like they know what they're doing. And what they're doing is say, hey, you know those games are another generation because like a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, I'm saying right now, a 17-year-old, they're not going to know the difference of like a port, right? Because we didn't know the port, and a lot of ports for us was going from PC to PS2 and Xbox and GameCube. Well, Nintendo was off. I digress. But they're saying, hey, all those games, you get that for 499 with a free game already. That's for us, and then those games are out there. That's on your because it's predominantly PlayStation or multi-platform that now includes them. You can just get those on here without having to pay close to a $800. Because I checked to see what the prices were for both the Xbox Series X and then for PS5. Because you remember the price valuations go. Forget the Pro, right? We'll just pass by that. Even though some parents might want to get a Pro, some kids want the Pro. It's going to be a big $150, $200 difference because some of it's also indicated on the memory that you have as well. The PlayStation's internal memory is not high. The Xbox Series X internal memory is not high. These games are compressed on the Switch 2 to function. And at the end of the day, those micro SD cards are still going to be kind of high, but they're not going to be at the level price of what a SSD is. So it's going to say, hey, you can get all that. And for the price of what you would buy for one console, give you. To me, it's a smart strategy, and I think it's been planned out for a bit. And they know. And then year 3 or 4 is going to be stronger IPs or newer IPs. That's when you're going to get Splatoon 3. Oh, I'm sorry, 4, and then other stuff. But this is where they're going with it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So that was. Let's see. So we're gonna move on. Orbitals, which once again continuing this theme of like It Takes Two and just that type of style where you're co-op through the main campaign with somebody split screen, but in the style of like a 70s 80s anime, which is a pretty cool look, especially in 3D. That we already know about Rayman, Big Walk, One Piece Grand Gourmet, Pocopia DLC, Fire Emblem. Let's move forward here. As we knew about Fire Emblem already, that was already announced. Ninjala 2. I played some Ninjala.
That was a multiplayer game, and now they're doing a single player.
Yeah, they had a single player thing, but it was like a little thing.
I never played it
in the first one, but it was just like a side thing that you could play. But yeah, I guess they're gonna try and expand on it. I mean, it's a game that's still going. It's still got a pretty healthy community. I think it's only on the Switch anyway, so pretty interesting. The DK challenge, which I already didn't 100% it yet, but an interesting small foray for Nintendo into achievements for the first time. You get cards for like character PNGs there with Nintendo Switch Online. I beat all of that portion. It's kind of lessens the challenge when you can do the rewind feature in those. So that's the only downside of it. If it was a real challenge, it'd be where if you die, then you'd have to start from the beginning all over again. And then you have the Donkey Kong Bonanza side of the challenges, which if you've already played through the game, you've already completed some of the challenges anyways. All right, may move on here. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble.
Listen, as someone who got into JJK, it interests me. And if it's $15 or $12, sure, it just seems like a kind of rogue-based game, even though there's not a lot of substance into it. But sometimes you just need stupid games.
Yeah. Let's see here. Lords of the Fallen 2. Lies of P. I think you already played that, Charles, right?
I did. I did play it on the PS5. It was like my first completed Soulsborne game.
Devil May Cry 5. We've both already played that too.
Love 5. I wanted 6. Fun.
I played it on I played on Amazon Luna. That's how I played.
Oh God, I just played it on PS5. No, PS4. We were doing the show. So. I think it was COVID. I just don't understand how you can't make me a 6, and the 6 is just Dante and Virgil in hell, a 10-hour buddy thing, and then you have Virgil handling stuff on the top. It writes itself. It's not that hard.
Muramusa Revenant Blades. Got that. Xenoblade. They made updates to the 3 games that are already available, and then they announced a new one at the same time.
It's just such a big game. I've heard nothing but great things.
I know.
Maybe when I'm 42.
Nintendo Switch Sports. I'm gonna hold off because I felt like I got burned with Nintendo Switch Sports 1. I thought it would be. They didn't add baseball at all. That was the one game I was actually looking forward to. They didn't add it, and they didn't add it to this one either for Sports Resort. But we got a pretty good meme out of it with the Nintendo president and him playing thumb wrestling there.
Yeah. So that's my internal spirit anytime I watch wrestling. I really don't understand why they just can't port me over the Wii Sports. That's really what you have to do. That's all you have to do.
They've got most of the games from Wii Sports already. They just they added boxing to this one, so you have everything but baseball right now, which is surprising given Japan. But I don't know. And we didn't get a Mario Baseball announcement either, so just kind of disappointed in that. So, all right, RuneScape again is coming out on everything. Hello Kitty Party Land. Star Fox demo's out. I haven't played it yet, Charles.
Already pre-ordered.
Yeah,
I used the remnants of whatever Best Buy stuff I had, and I have it digital, and it will be there June 25th.
And then Final Fantasy Resonance. So there you go for that. Another HD 2D game. Piku Niku 2. I played the first one. It was dumb fun. It was kind of funny. Had some good humor to it. So I'm actually looking forward to Piku Niku 2. Dragon Quest. It's from Devolver Digital. So there you go, Charles.
Gotcha. We trust Devolver. Yeah. I literally just downloaded Plucky Squire yesterday for $7.09.
Dragon Quest Monsters. The Dusk Bloods. Okay. Splatoon Raiders. So we got a little bit more about that.
That sold me. It didn't sell me to buy it, but it sold me not to crap on it.
Okay. Well, we'll see when I play it soon enough. And then Deltarune, Metaphor, Refantasio. Once again, it kind of looks like Fire Emblem. So
the game that came out on the PS5 by the people who did Atlas. You see the trend?
Yeah, Fire Emblem and Atlas, and they all kind of look the same. Minecraft on Switch 2, I guess Switch 2 edition for Minecraft. Atelier, Caria, Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Hey, you know what? Fun game.
On Switch 2, so you played that already.
Yeah. For Glory of the Emperor.
Observer System Redux. Switch 2 version of that. DayZ. And then Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. So we're getting MGS4 and Peace Walker on the Switch 2.
And my crazy thing is I just might get those.
Yeah, I might get that version too.
Yeah, and I just want to be able to skip the cutscenes.
I can have a physical version of it instead of the PC one.
Well, because it's going to sell like hotcakes on a physical.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I already have it on PC as well.
You just play on PC.
Yeah. Tales of Eternia, and then SnowRunner, Fitness Boxing, Everbloom. I'm just going to rapid fire through this. Final Fantasy 14, so people can play that. Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3. And then Kingdom Hearts 4 coming to Switch 2. And The Legend of Zelda.
So if I could just interrupt real quickly.
All right.
The game went dark for like 3 years, and you told me that the Kingdom Hearts franchise was going to show up, the show that's still alive with a pulse, not at Game Fest or Xbox. Remember, they went multi-platform, but on the Switch. And I popped. I'm like, I'm going to get it for the PS5. Or actually, it might have to be PS6 because, that takes forever. More takes forever, so whatever. But, you got... Sometimes you cannot dig yourself out of the hole, and you have to go further in the spiral. That's all I'll say on that commentary.
And then finally, a remake of Ocarina of Time.
I will be there because I never played it.
Yeah, well, I played the original. I actually didn't play originally on that. I played it on the on the GameCube. Actually, played it originally on the GameCube. On that re-release of it. So, look, I mean, they could do a lot with it because it was an N64 game with a very big open amount of space, and they just got to hit the same story points, or I don't know, they could Final Fantasy 7 it or Resident Evil it and just kind of make some slight tweaks to it.
You and I both know they're not going to do that.
But I don't know. Nintendo's got it. It looks like I'm going to assume they're just going to make it look like the concept art, which is honestly, what more could you want from it? It wasn't going to look anything different. So, yeah, it'll be there. It'll be fine. And I guess we'll all play it because you know me, Charles. Kind of a simp to this. So, but it didn't really like hit me as like, oh, okay. I kind of was expecting that. So, nothing out of left field that kind of just felt like, oh, I haven't seen that franchise in a while. I think they just kind of just blew their load on that with Star Fox.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing.
You
got to remember, Nintendo likes to just kind of like announce new directs on like solo games without anything else in between.
It kind of blew like the Ocarina Prime already. So.
Well, the Ocarina, exactly right. The Ocarina time is fine because, like I said, the 64 era is disgusting. What cracked me up the most is that I don't think Nintendo knows how to draw children. And to me, when I saw Link in his
big old head,
I saw Tyrion Lannister. I didn't see poor Peter Dinklage with blonde hair, right? Like literally, I was said all you have to do is watch like season 1 of Game of Thrones, and you'll be like, oh wait, so Link is Tyrion Lannister. That's cool because the body shape is not of a presumably 8-year-old boy, is what I think Ocarina Link is. But they're gonna fix the water temple, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a good like thumbs up for people who hated Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Y'all are dumb, and I hope you don't have children and continue the bloodline. But like, I get it. You have that opportunity. We love Tears of the Kingdom in this household, and it just gives a reason to buy stuff, right? Because when you can't make new games, why can't you? 343 Studios. Andrew's about to wake up from the coma because he's been quiet. You go and you remake the old loves, and Nintendo's just as good at. Nintendo's the best at doing it. Like I made it in the commentary. I'm like, what do I need Kirby Return to Dreamland for? Like, you're gonna take it on Black Friday, you're gonna buy it, you're gonna like it. So that's it.
All right. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all the video game talk. Gosh, we've been.
Let's give Andrew some sports.
Well, let's do a word from our non-sponsors and kind of do like a little palate cleanse before going into sports. People, places, things, concepts, what have you that we've been enjoying over the last week, and I already got mine, guys, because I had a very special moment today. Okay. Okay. Going to the big board here, guys. I was driving my car today. I was driving home from work. And a very special moment happened while I was driving my car. And my non-sponsor is my car. The 2017 Mercedes, just that specific model. Mercedes-Benz CLA 250. That's my non-sponsor right now. Because I crossed over to 100,000 miles on it today. So it actually happened. I saw it happen at the same time. Kind of funny. There was a King of the Hill episode where Hank's truck was about to cross over to 100K, and he's like, "Oh gosh, it's going to turn over." And then he looked over at something on the road and he missed it. So I didn't miss it, but I did miss taking a photo of it because when I grabbed my phone and I was trying to take a photo of it, it crossed over to 100,001. So, oh well. I missed taking a photo of it, but I did see it actually happen. So, yeah, this car has kind of gotten me through everything. It got me to the bar exam with me and Doug. It got me back from that terrible cesspool called Tampa, and from the bar exam with me, Doug, and Jack, who was dying behind me in the back seats. So that was some fun there. Andrew's been in that car a few times there, and just me and my dad took a massive road trip, a baseball road trip from here to South Florida down up to Pennsylvania. We hit up Tampa. We hit up St. Petersburg. We hit up Atlanta. We hit up Washington, D.C., and then we went to visit my aunt out in Amish country in Pennsylvania. So it's gotten me through everything for work, to and fro. When I was looking for a job back in 2018, I was driving my car when I got the call that I landed my first job as well, after I was up in Tallahassee with an interview at the Florida Department of Health, trying to find if I could get a job there. I was all over the place with it, and gotten through a lot of things with the journey with it. As much as I do want public transportation to get better in the United States, so that people don't have to rely on cars to get to and from places, and can actually live normal and affordable lives. And buying a car nowadays is a nightmare when it comes to a lot of the price points, especially if you're trying to buy new, for sure. This car here, I want it to go, another 50 or 100,000 miles if I can get it there, because I don't really want to change it. I enjoy it. I don't take care of my cars in the sense where like it's got some marks on it, man, and it probably should go to like a body shop and get, fresh paint job and things like that. But, it's got the nice LED lights inside of it. I can change it to what color I want inside, and just had some repairs done on it, and it's still pulling through now. And just want to give a shout out to the car, to the Mercedes Benz CLA 250 from 2017. Promo code partner. There you go. All right, who else wants to go? Got all sappy.
I'll go
and sentimental
last.
there,
I'll
right?
go last.
All right, look around your room, Andrew, and figure out what you want to see. Want to not sponsor.
Andrew's gonna be like, I love this hat. I love these headphones. Mine will be short for the sake that I talked a lot. I want to hear Andrew because it's always nice to get him back into the game. Nostalgia, right? We had kind of talked about, you talk about your adventures with your car. My car has like 145,000 miles on it. I've like 8 years, but I'm a road warrior. But I was in Miami yesterday, and God, I don't miss it at all. And where I had to go was near the Gables kind of gig. So, that traffic can be ass to elbows crazy. 12, I'm cursing up a storm today. But I needed to get lunch, and I knew, because I'm looking at my phone as I'm at the longest red light ever, and I'm saying, all right, what am I going to go and I'm going to eat at? And I lived in Miami for 3 years. I lived near Sweetwater. I would have stayed. I didn't have state jobs just try to tell me that upon this low salary of $39,000 to $41,000 a year, you also get a discount at the courthouse for $120. I'm like, you're an employee. I digress. But what got me through law school, and I was ill-equipped to survive. I was a danger to myself, not even on my mental mindset. I was cooking for the first time, really. That wasn't beyond the general assumption of PB&Js and fried eggs. Now I just do Ideal Nutrition because it's just easier for me, or like Chick-fil-A, as we talked about, which I won't non-sponsor because I feel hypocritical, but damn, that was a good honey pimento sandwich, spicy sandwich. Damn, it was so good. I don't count damn in the cursing, so we're gonna keep it at the 12 that I'm at. But I had Chicken Kitchen yesterday, and Chicken Kitchen is for those who love pollo, and we love pollo, Chicken Kitchen is essentially the same thing with more variety. And you get different kind of choppies in there, but it has better vegetables. I appreciate a Pollo Tropical. Their sauces are better too over at Chicken Kitchen. I appreciate a Pollo Tropical. Their lettuce is awful. I just push that into the side.
It is.
I'm like, that's not even lettuce. That is
paper.
Yeah, it's paper. It's stock paper. Thank you. Someone said it. You understand. It's stock paper. No kidding. But I got the Cuban chop, which is just the yellow rice, the beans, the veggies, and the chicken. And their chicken's grilled right in front of you. And people are like, it's fast food. I'm like, you are out of your mind. I can see it. I know that's the browns, and they're chopping up and they're going for that breast, and they're still reasonably priced. As small as $8.69. I got it for Coke, and you damn well know I paid a tip to them because thank you for your service, right? And it was and I forgot. because sometimes you can get that core memory. And what I loved about Chicken Kitchen, and there's some in South Florida, but don't go often. But the ones that I do love is, when I say South Florida, I'm not talking about Miami, obviously, but I love their Chipotle sauce because it is tangy, and a lot of Chipotle sauces are smoky, right? So it's like, is that right? So I got it. And of course, because in Miami, for those who don't know, I could speak Spanish. It's just I don't speak Spanish well unless I only know that you speak Spanish. Then it all comes out. Thanks, Grandma. Appreciate it. And so everybody thinks I'm like Cuban. Just bring it out there. And I'm just talking in Spanish again, my Cuban chop, and I'm eating it all happy. And I'm texting the boys about it. And then maybe that is our out. Who knows? But it was delicious. It was reasonably priced. The dog in the background agrees with me. And I just appreciate it so much. And I really think that out of all the food places in Miami, and let me tell you something, I've never been to LA. That's how I'm going to start this out. But you know how people tell you, if you want good food, you got to go to this particular spot? Miami is like that. Well, they'll try to tell you what the basics are. And I'll be that person that says, do you want to know what's good food that's healthy-ish, that kind of, can save your wallet but keep you full, and it's like decent enough and not like terrible? Chicken Kitchen. So that's my non-sponsor. Promo code nostalgia.
Yeah, I ate there all of the time.
It's just so good. And reasonably, and when you're on a law school, so people want to know about law school budget. We don't get to work. There's times we do get to work, but we're only being able to work like 10 to 15 hours a week if reasonable, and we're not getting paid a lot if we're working at firms. So a lot of the joint-based income is coming from the loans. So you guys built up, right? We had to bring it down and see it dwindle. So when we're picking those places where it'd be like the Cuban cuisines, but not all of us can go to La Carreta all the time and just see ourselves get blasted. Or when we go to Flanagan's, and I'm out there and I'm realizing I'm like, I'm feeling really guilty for $40 because at that time it was $40. Chicken Kitchen was like, hey man, what is $8.69 and a tip if you want to give it, and a water if you want it, or a Pepsi? And I'm like, thank you. And I give him the head nod and I get the hell out of Dodge. So that's just the gang right there, man.
All right, Andrew, what do you got?
So, keeping in vein with the food thing, my non-sponsor is Cracker Barrel.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
They recently, last year, brought back for the first time in 7 years their campfire food.
What is campfire food?
So it's a lineup of different types of foods. The main ones are their campfire chicken and their campfire beef, which is...
Damn, those photos look good.
It's corn, potatoes, various vegetables, and then depending on whether you get the chicken or the beef, a quarter chicken or some things of beef. And they all have this special seasoning, which you can buy on sale, by the way, which you can buy in store, or you can just make it yourself. People have figured out what the recipe is already. And it is all cooked inside of some aluminum foil. So it has a very campfire vibe to it. It is delicious.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
It is really good.
Look at this. Campfire
So you got that
breakfast
smoky
skillet,
kind of taste.
campfire chicken, campfire beef. Yeah. Those potatoes look good.
And you don't usually find corn on the cob like that. So I love corn on the cob. It is absolutely delicious. And it's a bummer. Well, it's kind of like the McRib, where if it was on the menu all the time, then I don't think it would be as popular as it is.
You couldn't pay me to eat the McRib.
Oh, yeah. Me and Charles got the McDonald's sponsorship gone because we said it had cancer. Legitimately, it stopped happening after that. So
Look,
Yeah, I gotta find that clip somewhere and post it. But yeah, we
Chicken
literally did
Kitchen
say,
and Cracker Barrel, please, and Mercedes, please sponsor us.
Yeah, because literally the McRib sponsorship happened. I had to stop and talk about it, and we said some nice things, and then we said we would probably get cancer for if it's a carcinogen.
People forget we actually do get monetary stuff about having to beg, and that costs us probably consistent money.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I've never had a bad experience at Cracker Barrel whatsoever.
Never. We love you, Cracker Barrel.
Exactly.
And on top of that, aside from just the main event, which is the campfire chicken and campfire beef, they also have a lot of different desserts, and they have like s'mores, iced coffee. My personal favorite is the s'mores, almost kind of like ice cream. It's served in a skillet. It's got ice cream, graham cracker kind of sprinkled about. It recreates a s'more, basically.
I mean, there's a cinnamon roll skillet that I see here, but that looks good.
And good Lord Almighty, it's so bad, but it's something that you want to eat by yourself because it's just that good. So bad in the sense that it's so bad to eat all of it by yourself. That's a lot of food, but it's so freaking good.
I fear no man. You could do it.
So yeah, I would highly recommend it. I'd love it to go and swing by, do a Goofs meet there. While it's happening.
Yeah, always meet on the side of a highway. That's where you'll find them.
Yeah, true.
That or a Waffle House.
Meet somewhere near Port St. Lucie, which is sort of in between us.
That's kind of that'll be the fun thing that we'll see while this World Cup is happening. Which I'm once again, I'm not a soccer guy, so I don't really care. But just seeing all of these people coming from different countries that are allowed to come in
for now,
and haven't gotten deported just yet. Going to these American-style institutions and seeing what their experience is at a Cracker Barrel, or at a Waffle House, or at a Whataburger, or something like that. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, for sure. There's the Spanish national team is in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now.
That's barbecue for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Someone going to Walmart for the first time. There was videos of that.
The funny thing is England is out here in Orlando. And a lot of comments that people have been saying are like, holy crap, it is so hot. They're surprised by how hot it is, which they underestimate the humidity. Carolina just scored on the power play.
Nice.
It's 2-1. That was Svechnikov.
I actually do want the Canes to win that one.
Yeah, me too, for Carter Hart reasons.
Yeah, as much as we all love torts in this household, but still.
I am agnostic to it. I just want a good game. And the Stanley Cup playoffs have delivered in comparison to the NBA Finals, or not just the NBA Finals, but just the NBA in general. We don't even talk about football anymore because it's just utterly trash. It feels like every Super Bowl is a blowout these days. Granted, we love Mike Vrabel losing, but I digress.
Let's see. So just to kind of remember, guys, we're trying to get this into 2 hours because the AI is telling me to do that. We got about 10 minutes or so here left. So we actually might want to make this a sports show for once. So kind of nice segue here.
So I'll lead this group really quick if that's okay.
Cracker Barrel.
I can Cracker Barrel promo code Campfire.
Camptown races. All right.
I'd like to lead this next part because there's something that I've been dying to discuss, which is go
ahead.
Man, we took so much time with the video games, guys.
Sorry.
maybe next time I can discuss more, but
Do a midweek show. I mean, Charles wanted to do a midweek show about wrestling, so we can kind of make a actual sports show about this once.
Okay. So the thing that I wanted to discuss really quick is Brennan Sorsby. He's the starting quarterback for Texas Tech.
We love our gamblers up in this country.
That is a massive.
We could stick on this for the rest of the show
because
everybody else is talking about the Stanley Cup final. Well, nobody talks about the Stanley Cup final.
Listen, the Spurs are pathetic. Yeah, the Spurs are pathetic. The Yankees, there's no Aaron Judge, so Aaron Boone actually has to use his brain. The Rays, I'm going to come for that ass.
And every game in the Stanley Cup final has been an all-time classic so far.
Yeah. The Dodgers are going to win the World Series. There you go. We're good. Let's talk about Sorsby.
You know what? Screw Brennan Sorsby. That'll take a while to come on. Okay, here's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? It could be recency bias, but in my opinion, this combo of the Stanley Cup NBA Finals, which always coincide with each other in June, unless it's COVID, but in my opinion, this combination has been the best combination of those two finals in as far as I can remember going back. The Stanley Cup is, like you said, it's just an all-timer.
Mm-hmm. As much as people were saying, oh, nobody's going to watch this series because it's Vegas and Carolina, and yet they're giving us banger after banger every single game.
Both series are perfect for casual viewers to get invested into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And you 100%. You can't like I hate the Knicks. You should never root for your conference people. And I felt like with the Spurs, it's too early on the prize. But I watched the games, not completely. You guys know my rule about the serious stuff. That I never really go all 60 minutes until game 3 or 4, because that's when really for a casual or I don't have a side to pick person might go on, but each one is delivered. Last night delivered, and the same thing was I was watching Silent Clip the other day, man, and I know enough to be considered casual, and I know the specifics of my friends' teams and teams that I follow, and but I have to educate myself, right? So there I am, because I know who Torts is, obviously, but I know who Bruce Cassidy is. I know that drama, but I'm like, all right, I know Jack Keuchel. What else do I know about the Vegas Knights? And I also know that they're still that pseudo expansion team, even though there's other expansion teams that come into it with the Kraken and the Mammoths. You want to get invested in who these people are, especially if not to give the Knicks love, but when you realize that their whole team is predicated on the power of friendship, the ultimate anime base, because everyone played in Villanova, and then you get Wemby, who says all the right things, and then you also realize something we've always known is that James Dolan is a Chad, and so it's just interesting dynamics. And then for hockey itself, it's just so good, and it takes out because of the all right. So for the person who's not on y'all's level, the reason why the hockey is good is because you're seeing teams advance despite bad goaltending. And it's kind of been like that for a multitude of the series. And then players are showing up to. I saw one what the Knights had done, where it was shooting from one net as a stop. I forgot the defenseman's name, and he just kind of chucked on an empty net and went from one side to the other and went inside goal. I'm like, that was cool. That was my reaction.
That was in the last game. That was in the last game. That was in game 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that was so awesome because he's falling and he's just getting the puck away. So there's no possibility. And when you're doing the empty net, it's a little bit free fall, but you're getting it from that distance. And that was just tight, man. To quote the kids.
It is. And talking about the goaltending, yeah, it hasn't been good this series, which actually makes the offense much more exciting. But at the same time, each game is a grinder. Mm-hmm. It's got Carolina with that massive comeback, and yet they still lose. But then they come back and win the next one. It's
Carolina scored again, 3-1.
Oh wow,
3-1 Carolina.
Bad goaltending
left in the second period. Sebastian Aho.
I guess part of me wanting Carolina to win. One, I like their fan base. I think it's a very passionate fan base. They were one of those teams that was coming out mid 2010s when Tampa and Nashville were reviving these Sunbelt teams to be good again. Then Carolina became good again. And then Vegas, of course, came out of nowhere and became good. And then it took the California teams a while to get back to being good again. The Panthers became good. So you have very good Sun Belt hockey teams right now. The Dallas Stars have been good again as well. But I picked the Canes because I'm like, all their boogeymen are gone, right? Mm-hmm. Boston was gone. Tampa's gone. Florida's gone. So, and they play a style of game that would, like, had those teams, had Boston, Tampa, and Florida not been in the way before, they would have won a cup between this time frame. I know they would have. I know they would have. So seeing them finally get this chance, and they're playing a team that's very similar in the style of very lockdown defensive style hockey. Just throw the pucks towards the end and fight on the forecheck. Pucks in deep, all that type of stuff where it's just a grinder on, just battle on the boards and then see what happens and then throw it towards the net. So seeing them execute this and playing a team very similar, that's why we're going to get a good final here, because both of them are very similar. And now that both teams can't really have reliable goaltending anymore, unless like this whole change to Brandon Bussey eventually, makes sense for Carolina, because he was initially what got them earlier in the season ahead, but then they went back to Freddie Anderson. So I'm very happy for this, and once again, I would rather Carolina than Vegas right now. So
Vegas also has the compelling of being this would be their second title in 5 years.
Yeah, second title in 5 years, third final in 9 seasons of existence, which is unheard of.
It kind of spits in the face of all the teams that built.
Yeah,
and have built. So you don't want those darlings.
Yeah,
in any sport.
Yeah. What say you, Andrew? We got about 5 minutes left to go here.
Yeah, I mean, hockey has just been so exciting. I mean, usually I tune out after my team is eliminated in whatever sport.
And your team is eliminated in a very hard series against Montreal.
Yeah, that's gonna sting for a while.
Scary that team is so young. That's the scary part, though.
It's unfortunate. Our team is just getting older. This felt like
the last gasp.
Had we won that series, we could have made a run to the cup. Just seeing how Montreal took down. They lost in the second round, right? Or did they? I don't freaking remember.
No, Montreal lost in the.
Did they make it to the conference final?
Yeah. So they got.
So I feel like Tampa could have made a pretty good run if they had gotten past.
There's no Panthers.
There's no Panthers. It's just it's the Atlantic Division is just
best division hockey.
Is by far the best division in hockey. You almost feel like whoever wins the Atlantic is going to make it to the Stanley Cup final, it seems like, anymore. I mean, this was an odd year where Carolina, but again, Carolina
the NFC West of hockey.
Carolina is if they should, like, they were the only team in the Metro Division that was actually good. Because Pittsburgh played over their heads. Philadelphia did too. And
Carolina would fit in perfectly with how good the Atlantic is.
Yeah, exactly.
The Atlantic right now is the mid 2000s through mid 2010s AL East, where they were so good that they had to add an extra wild card spot. New York was good, Boston was good, Tampa was good. I mean,
and pushing
Blue Jays suck.
Pushing the conversation that maybe we should change the playoff format. It's because you're having what should have been the conference final in the first round for a lot of people. So, and then like the Western Conference was weird, where the Avs didn't win. they fell apart. at the end. So
bad goaltending.
Yeah. So and no,
that was my prediction.
Yeah, and they didn't have a power play. Actually, their power play was actually pretty bad given how good they were.
You were right about that.
Yeah. So, but and then Vegas, I always saw them as a dark horse because they've been here before. They pretty much have the same players as last time, and here they are now with Mitch Marner and all that stuff. And as much as that would be funny if Marner won the cup 1 year after leaving the Leafs, I still don't want it to happen. And yeah, there you go.
And then as for the finals, the NBA finals, that's been crazy
basketball. Too. That's interesting.
He loves that Frenchman.
And to kind of go briefly back to my point, like I said, I usually tune out whatever playoff it is when my team gets eliminated. I'll usually watch the last period of time, whether it's the third period, fourth quarter, whatever, of a clinching game, just so I can see the trophy presentation. But I've been watching pretty much all of these NBA, NHL games, and then I usually never tune in to any non-clinching NBA final games. But I've been watching the end of all of them. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm just, it's insane how good both series have been. For the NHL, all the games with the exception of Game 4 have been 1-goal wins, and it's tough to call it a 1-goal win for Game 4 because the fifth goal, made it 2-goal differential, was an empty net. So realistically speaking, all 4 of the games have been 1-goal games. That's unheard of. And then you've got Carter Hart, who has, prior to this game, we'll see, we just ended the second period, has given up 4+ goals in all of the first 3 games, which has never happened before. Everything in the NHL final is pretty much unprecedented. Mm-hmm. And then, New York last night, historic 29-point comeback. You had people calling it like the spiritual cleansing of Madison Square Garden when they got the Wu-Tang Clan to come back. It's just been, it's probably, as a diehard sports fan, it's been amazing. I can't even imagine how mind-blowing this would be for someone who is, for the first time, taking some interest in both of these finals simultaneously. It would be it's Christmas in June.
Yep.
For sports fans, and I don't know if we'll see something this just overwhelmingly awesome in terms of sports finals in such a small period of time. I don't know if we'll see it again for a while. This has just been amazing.
That's a good note to end on, Andrew, because we're coming up in the last 30 seconds here. So any parting words, guys? No?
Fuck off, McDonald's.
Okay. And you, Andrew? Nah, we're good.
Watch the finals.
Yeah.
Everybody, watch the finals.
So that's it for us, guys. And we'll see you guys, I guess, next week, because Andrew actually wants to talk about sports, and we'll do that. So see you guys.
Have a good night, everybody.